Greetings, everybody. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to episode 12 of Timberborn, which originally streamed live on Twitch. I think I would rather have builders than haulers, so I'm going to shift my haulers over to the building post. I do have everybody, all 8 inventors working on invention, because after I'm done with the carousel, the last thing that remains would be the tribute to ingenuity, which is very, very, very expensive. But obviously the final project that we're going to want to have. Another thing that occurs to me is I have a lot of stuff. Running here, so I'm going to turn off my grist mill. I don't really need it at the moment. I'm going to turn off one of my lumber mills so that the remaining things that are running run more efficiently. I'm actually going to turn off my shredder as well, because I don't have a lot of metal scrap to even bother with shredding. So I'm actually going to employ some more scavenger flags to scavenge more metal so that I can actually run a shredder more efficiently. Because this shredder is running at 55% productivity, which is to say terrible, because I just didn't have I didn't have enough metal scrap to be able to shred. I could set the farm on the upper level. I think this drought here, I think setting up the farm on the upper level right now is kind of unnecessary, given that I have 1,500 foods stockpiled, but possibly in the future that would be wise. Especially once I get all the research that I need for my ingenuity project. I can remove all those inventors and free up all that space to instead have farms in this spot. Move the campfires elsewhere. Maybe even move the barracks to the larger barracks and put the larger barracks like somewhere else. I don't know exactly where I would put it, but somewhere else. And then, we'd be able to maximize that farm use. Can we reach this? Yeah, I guess we can. I'm just trying to demo this down so that I have more tree real estate. Rad killed Bozo. Bozo had it coming. He built himself into a hole. I take no responsibility for the Bozos of the world. Alright, so we have the high-rise path to the entrance. And that's a cool little project. It's almost at the same height as my giant water tank. And as a carousel, it would be... I mean, carousels are boring, but a carousel that's like 80 feet off the ground, yeah, that might not be as boring as a normal carousel. I'm going to pause this engine because obviously I don't need it running right now until the carousel is built. And I'm probably going to need a lot more metal for this. So this requires 25 gears. I'm still making gears, so yeah, I'm definitely going to run low on some of the resources I need for the carousel, but we'll work on it. Could be dangerous as well. Well, beaver Darwinism, right? So the reason I demoed these out is it creates some additional land that I can put trees or whatever I want. And I can start lowering the height of this if I want it more arable. I don't think it's all that necessary, but those 2 spots I could put in no problem. And my beavers are really getting the platforms built quickly. Whoa, and the other engine's already done. Dang, you beavers are productive. And make sure they're harvestable. That's a good point. Actually, I haven't really been checking my tree cutting zoning. Because I added all these trees here and I never cut them either. So taking a quick look. Yeah, alright, it looks like all the trees on the map now are zoned to be cut. I don't have any ornamental trees. That might be something we want in the future. So we're 5 days into this drought. I haven't even touched my top tank at all. I ain't that worried about this drought. And I have none of the planks, half the metal, and half the gears for the carousel. So we have some industry to do. Yeah, as you can see, they just delivered everything. And it bottomed me out. So 30 planks. And... oh, no, they're filling it up. So let's start to get the metal now. And I'm gonna try to get all this powered up. Because I'm out of building resources, I can employ my builders as wheel runners and get this back up and running. I also don't need a printing press because I don't have my paper mill on. So we'll do that as well. We'll fire my printing presser. Looks to me like I should switch where I am harvesting trees. The other grove is dry. And we'll put our lumberjacks over here now, because there's plenty of trees in this spot. Are there wind conditions? There are not. Biz for badger? Badger? You mean beaver. There are no technical wind conditions, it's just sandbox. Totally, truly sandbox. The wind condition is more of a don't lose condition, which is don't dehydrate, don't starve. Yeah, I'm making too many horses. There we go. Yeah, it's a pretty common question if there's wind conditions. But much like other games like this, like Banished or Kingdoms Reborn or Settlement Survival or any of those, there really aren't any. Just lost conditions. Oh, and don't blow up your beaver. Yeah. Or like Frostpunk. But Frostpunk actually does have a win condition. You can win Frostpunk. You can't win this. You can just not lose. I like it. I really like the mountain carousel. It was a good choice. But I haven't, I realized, demonstrated the drop irrigation. So let me do that for you all in this spot. I'll just do a small demonstration of it, not like a full-on demo of it. So that's a tiny demo of it, but that's basically how it works once I have that built. Which is sad, because this tree maple seedling is 99% grown, and I'm about to just tear it out. You're in the way of progress. So get lost. Alright, so this is the irrigation drop method of irrigating, rather than having rivers like I have over here. Both ways work. This way is passive and doesn't require beaver power, and the drop irrigation does require beaver power, so you can pick the way you want. I'm not trying to push you one way or the other, just whatever you want. All right, I do have a healthy amount of metal scrap, so I'm going to pause one of these scrap flags. And we have every plank here, 14 shy of gears and 10 shy of metal blocks. So we're getting close to the carousel. And then we will open up the carousel. At some point, I will path up to the other scrap when I need to. This scrap is physically farther from my my district center than this scrap, so I might as well get all this scrap out of the way. Plus this scrap is technically blocking my ability to store even more water if I wanted it. Because if this scrap wasn't here, I could build this tank flush into the mountain, like here, or even out if I wanted. So getting this scrap gone would be kind of helpful. I almost have the drop irrigation done. Okay, so here's the irrigation drop. I need to employ a beaver for it. So someone should be working there now. Nope, they aren't. Losers. Losers. I see 3 unemployed. There we go. So now what ends up happening is you have a beaver collect water from a water tank and haul it over to the drop point and just drop it in. And if it's watertight, it still can evaporate, but it's an easy way to just irrigate without use of canals and rivers and the like. It does burn 3 water, and like I said, it can run out, but boom, that whole mountain is now irrigated. And then, in fact, we're going to want to pause it, because he's going to dump enough water to overfill it and flood it and waste it. So I'm going to fire him. But that's just the concept of the drop irrigation. Yeah, that's some quick irrigation. I know. And it doesn't look watertight. Whoa. But it is. That's what you could do early game. I didn't use that method because I really do like the earth moving of making canals. It's more challenging, but it's more rewarding. The same reason why I built a mega tank rather than just relied on these little water tanks. I like bigger projects. I don't like the quick fixes. But if you wanted to use that method, that's a pretty effective method to irrigate. And the irrigation, if I recall correctly, is a 15-tile distance on flat ground that it can irrigate. So on a 50 by 50, you would only need like 4 drop points if it was flat to really irrigate the entire thing. It's pretty effective. Carousel, how close are you? 12 and 11. Very, very close. Well, metal blocks are just done, but 10 more gears. I'm going to keep making metal blocks, though, because once I get the Ingenuity Monument, that requires 300 metal, which is kind of a lot of metal. And that's the ultimate goal, I guess. I don't even know if I'm going to get that far. This district is too far. What about now? Yep, okay, there we go. I'm just flattening things out a little bit, making it look nice. This dried up territory I can just bomb and get it removed. Alright, so the carousel is 10 gears away from being done. It's very nice. So now that it's a lower level, as you can see, it's more lush. That's all I was really trying to do, but I only had 4 explosives left, and I'm not about to pivot to get more. I'm good. Another project that I could do is to demolish a river up this way. It wouldn't do very much without lowering this mountain, so it wouldn't really be worth it. But if you were playing your own diorama map, that'd be another thing that you could do. Instead of building a mountain carousel like I did, what you could do is you could use explosives to lower these mountains down and then irrigate it with like a little side canal. Yeah, it might be nice to low level the farmland out. Yeah, if I was to actually treat this as a proper farmland, I'd probably want it all at the same level as the lowest level, to have all this area be the level where the inventors are at. But I'm really not considering moving my farms yet, because I don't really need to. And the inventors are in the way, as are all the barracks. Now, the other thing I could build is a large barracks. I haven't built one of those. Yeah, I'm really fine on food. I've initially I essentially focused on planting all my food near the valley here, except for where I have water wheels. So I've definitely maximized the amount of food that I have. I only have 4 farmers, and I have a ridiculous overabundance of food, which is filling up all of my stockpiles. Hey, I mean, why not, right? So the water level has officially reached 50%. This was a 25-day drought, so we're 11 days in, so it seems like maybe 21 or 22 days will completely evaporate one level of water. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Oh, okay. Fine, I'll just keep this water pump on. Doesn't really matter. Helps to supply water up here, I guess. I didn't even realize I had a water pumper up there. Because this was a recently built one. Well, the carousel should be done today. We'll be hauling in the last 2 gears momentarily, and that will be able to supply all the fun. Which means that the young beavers that I have in my colony, like these guys, will spend almost no time at all being young. Their growth speed will be 15, 15, and 20% higher. So, you voted on a project that ruins beavers' childhood. How do you feel? Do you feel like monsters? Maybe you're all worse than I am. I mean, I know I killed Bozo, but I'm not a monster that removes beaver childhood. You all are. I don't know. I also don't really need this path either. Let's get rid of that. It's still plenty accessible. Actually, that ramp down is necessary. Sort of necessary. I'm not sure. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'll keep it. Alright, so there we are. There's the carousel. I'm going to unpause the engines. And I had 2 unemployed people already, so they're immediately working in the engines. Now, another nice thing to do here would be to have a log supply. But here is our carousel working at maximum efficiency for the 2 children that exist in our colony, or in our settlement. But there they go! And now they are getting their fun factor. Enjoy your childhood, and you're about to have to pay taxes. Congrats. Now, the carousel for adults does add work speed, so they'll also use it. But the problem is, they kind of work during the day, so, you know, a carousel that isn't hooked up to passive power generation, i.e. water wheels, don't really benefit adults at night, because the people that feed these engines, you know, I could prioritize it by haulers, but the people that feed these, the beavers that feed these engines, once the engines stop getting fed, this carousel kind of grinds to a halt at night, so it might be possible for the adults to benefit from it, but it's not all that likely, because it goes inactive. So that would be another super ridiculous mega project, which would be to add additional water wheels in this river, and then hook the power up, because you can raise power up a level. So step the power up continually up to the carousel, so during non-drought months, we could power up the carousel without engines. Do you want me to do that? It would obviously look real nasty and take a bit of effort, but if you vote on it, that's totally fine. What that would entail is probably me demolishing out a step ladder here to step the power, deleting a row of trees, probably getting rid of this deep water pump. Yeah, almost certainly getting rid of that deep water pump, and then having water wheels in this location. Each water wheel produces, what, 180 horsepower? So I would want to probably maximize the amount of water wheels I have, like 1, 2, 3, where that deep water pump is, and then to bring the power up to the carousel. Totally fine if you want it, because in the meantime, all I'm really doing is passively trying to get my my science up so that I can unlock the ingenuity, which is buried at 12,000. It's a totally absurdly ridiculous price for the last tribute to ingenuity. And this thing requires 600 horsepower, which is the equivalent of 3 engines. Or 3 and change water wheels. And a ton of resources that we're currently passively accumulating, might add. Alright, I am going to change the priorities for my farmers to potatoes and to carrots because I have so much wheat right now that I really don't need any more. Actually, I don't even need any more potatoes either. I have 631 grilled potatoes. Hey, potato griller. Good job, you're laid off. You're furloughed. Go away. How much science do I have so far? I have 6K, 6.5K. I have 6,500, which is up here. I know it's tiny. Up here. Towards the 12K. So I'm a little bit more than halfway there. Do you want me to set up a power wheel for the carousel? You guys said no, but I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway because there's not much for me to work on until I have the last ingenuity set up. So we can't path here, which I probably should have thought about originally. But let me think about this. So what we're going to want is... let's bomb it. I could have a 4 suspension bridge there. It might look a little nicer, but... I just have to visualize the ladder. So this ladder is going to be at that level, then this level, and then lower. Okay. All right, while I work on this, I'll let the carousel run at 50% efficiency. Pausing the left engine because it's not plugged into anything anymore. This is not a democracy, it's sometimes tyranny, and I apologize for that, but it's for good reason. So we can't reach this power shaft because there's no walking path to it, but I'm building one now. And then this will want to be a L shape to be stepped down. So I do need some explosives. So let's get that going again. And that employs everybody that was currently unemployed. Good. Someone died of thirst? No, no one died of thirst. According to my event log. Someone died of thirst. Bozo died of thirst, like, way long ago. When did Bozo die? 13 days ago, but no one's died of thirst since. Is the carousel motion needed for beavers? It's not, nothing is needed. it helps. So the carousel for adults gives work speed, and the carousel for children makes them grow older quicker. So again, nothing is required. It's all just nice to have. I wonder if I'm going to be able to set that. Probably not. I'm going to have to engineer some janky solution in order to get this to get going. We'll see. Hey! Sir Felon Ward, thanks for the resub. Yeah, the beavers don't really care. They don't care about the death of others. Alright, I would say at this point the water level for this part of the river is low enough that I'm going to shift work up here, drawing from the aquifer. We only have 10 days left of the drought, so I think that's fine. We'll start filling this tank up top. And set this to desired none. Desired none. Desired none. So we're not spending time hauling down there. Okay, so they can't path to that. That's what I was afraid of. Yuck. My options here suck, but fine. Time for ridiculous expensive, because I didn't plan for this. That's okay. We have the planks. For now. I'm about to eat through it. And I just made some explosives, so let me switch the lumber mills back on and take the explosives off. I'm sort of surprised that my, the amount of wood that I have is not more. I guess I'm using a lot of wood, so maybe I'll encourage some more wood cutting. Meaning no haulers. Or builders, just only lumberjacks. Okay, we're up to 7K research out of 12K required. If you were following along on that. This water level, the upper stick, I don't have a path to. I'd need to build one. But we're not even at 3.0 yet. We're not even at water level 3. We're still at 4. We're at 3.8, maybe. Rough guesstimate. The depth marker of the rivers here are down to 0.22, 0.22, 0.21 rather. And then at the top here, I don't know, I'll have to eyeball it, because I don't have a depth marker yet. That looks like 0.3. It looks a little higher than the rest of the river, to me. And this water tank looks nice and full. I have too many. I'm going to pause. I do have one homeless now. I'm going to pause the breed. Well, let me wait for the breeding pods to be like maxed up, and then I'll pause it right before one gets born. I'll never remember to do that, but I'm going to pretend like I can. I know myself too well. And this water tank is completely stocked. Meaning you're fired, you're fired. Or furloughed, whatever. Whatever you want to call it. Alright, so now we're setting the explosives down and the power shaft T intersection so that we can get the carousel back up to 100%. My lord, I have a lot of wheat. These beavers like their Wheaties. Okay, one more bomb. So the way this will work is the power will turn here. And I should probably get this engine back on if I want 100% carouseling. It's not all that necessary to have 100% carouseling. It's just the speed at which their needs get fulfilled. So it makes it more efficient, but it's not, like, direly necessary. So we'll get these two things built, and then we'll start on a staircase that goes down. Like this. To be able to build the power step. And the advantage of this will be that we can, we'll be able to power up the carousel during water times without wood or beaver power. Because one of the reasons why my logs are kind of low and I have a lot of lumberjacks is we're trying to keep up with the demands of these engines, because these engines do burn a lot of wood every day. And they're costly. $7.5K research. We're getting closer. I'm going to pause this so I can put the explosives in. And it looks like we need more bombs. Another advantage would be that if I connect these engines to this structure down here, if I need extra power down there, I can pause the carousel and use these engines to drive power down to the carousel. To the work facilities. So that's another alternative use case for what I'm setting up right now. Oh, and I don't have anyone working in the explosives factory. Still though. Come on. Kept that paused long enough. You guys are like the laziest beavers ever. And there we go. We'll get that power shaft built. And then that steps it down. Oh, why did I blow that up? Oh, no, I did it right. Okay. And that steps it down and down. Hi, Kakata. We are at T-5 days for the drought. I think I'm finally at 3.0. Yep, I'm just about 3.0. I'm like 3.25 water in this. And that's for a 25-day drought. So I think we could survive, obviously, longer than that. This is a... Oh, pause! A ridiculous project. So, this path here is not even necessary anymore. Actually, I'm going to get rid of these stairs. So now all I really need to do is to create a path up here to be able... Oh, one higher. To create a path up here and then build it as I sort of walk myself back down. So I just need this. Is my big water area going to dry up? No, not in the next 4 days. Definitely not in the next 4 days. So there's not much risk of that happening. "100% powered carousel, no one's riding." Feels bad. Oh, yeah, okay. As promised, I totally forgot to pause the breeding pods. So, I said I would, and then I did. Promise fulfilled. Alright, so that's that power shaft. Here's this one. And we're almost at ground level now. I might want to keep it above ground level, though. Just by a little bit. Elevate it. Obviously, it's going to cut into the farmland, but keep it on at least one platform so we can walk underneath it. Because otherwise it is intrusive. And with that done... There's no harm in having this sort of like service platform left in. I can leave it here in case I want it later. Because I could complete the stairwell here if I wanted to. But it's not that necessary for what I'm trying to do. Alright, 3 days left. We're at 2.68 water level. One thing to notice is... everything's dry. I'm going to let this water... Oh, it's not even going to flow. So, right now, with 2.9 days left, some of these carrots are going to dry out and die. One thing I could do is... No, I can't even do that. Yeah, so we're left with just whatever's hydrated is hydrated. Unless I want to do a water drop, but I actually don't want to do a water drop, so... Now, these trees take like 2 weeks to dry out and die. So they're at not big risk. And then these blueberries are grown over here because they took a while to dry out and die. But carrots dry out quickly. But again, I have a lot of food, so I'm not that worried about it. And most of my farm is still trucking along. I could use the surface path to connect to the scrap. Yeah, that's actually if I platformed it up here. That'd be a good way to get to this scrap tower. Alternatively, I could use this stairwell that I already have built, because it's only one level away from being able to get up there. Either way, when we need to, we can do that. So I'm going to lower my floodgates. They're not holding any water anymore. And 2.5 days. Oh, yes, and we built that. So now we step the power down one more and then have power shafts bring it out to the water. Gonna want water wheels. So ideally I want the water wheels to interconnect to connect to here. So in this spot I'm actually going to power shaft upwards so that I can connect the two sides. That we can walk underneath and have both sides powered to the same thing. Basically one network rather than two networks. Don't be Texas and have your own individual power grids that don't work. Be on a national grid. Yes, Shotfire, Texas. I can't fit 3 there though. The way I could fit 3 would be for, and I'm going to do it, for me to... Let's see if I can do it without using TNT. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that'll work. Can I connect them, though? Not easily, no. Because what you're going to want is you're going to want platforms like this so that you can run the power on the platform. Not a dam. Are these dams? Oh, God, those are dams. Incorrect. All right, let's try that again. On the platforms so that you can interconnect them. I'm going to pause just to get this queue done. So something like this. Oops. You're from Texas and you agree with me? The unregulated power networks cause death due to greed. Yep, that's exactly what I'm referencing. Some things should be nationalized. I think I would go so far as to think internet connections probably should be nationalized as well. I don't think it makes any sense for it not to be a public utility. Just my 2 cents. It doesn't make any sense for it not to be, but, you know, it isn't. And it's frustrating. So in this spot here, we're going to want to step this. This will be a 4-path like this. This will go up. And then in this spot here, we go... Yeah, this is expensive, huh? We go up again. And then that will connect the carousel to the water wheels down here. And then in this spot, we'll... we'll use every last ounce of my brain power to have this functional. So it's going to have to do a little loop-de-loop here, I think. Ugly. Super ugly, but it will work. Where it goes up. And let there be a connection. There it is. So the other thing is I probably should pause these because there's a build order that needs to be respected. Otherwise, some of these power shafts will block access to the other power shafts. So it's going to be super ugly for a minute. But yeah, there we have it. And another thing to note is I'm out of logs. So let's get some more log cutters. What a beauty. Thank you. I think it's hideous, but I appreciate the compliment. If it works, it works. Right? And then the added bonus is 3 more water wheels added to my power grid, and then also during drought times, I have 4 engines that can power up whatever I want powered up. If I want to take the carousel offline or, you know, whatever. So it has a lot of functional benefits, which is good. And we are down to 2 days, and we have 2.5 water left. So we really didn't use a lot of water in that well in one day. But I will definitely have a lot of dead, dry crops. But that's fine. That's why we have an abundance of food supply. And I think I will start to put this back in, because it's not like it's really taking up significant real estate, considering that there's now power shafts running overhead. So we'll put this here. I can do the lowest priority. I don't really care about that right now, but I'll put it in as a priority anyway. What's funny is my water drop here is the only thing irrigating these trees. So a moment of clarity, I made a little experimental nonsense project here that is keeping all these trees alive. As you can see, this is a very, very powerful tool for adding a ridiculous amount of irrigation. You know, if I put one water drop here, like I nested it in this corner, which wouldn't take too many tiles, I could keep all of this hydrated. And it might be a good project to install in case of times where the river runs dry. So that might be something that I want to add in later. I'm not going to do it right now. I have other things going on. For the record, we're also up to 8.5k science out of the 12k required for the whole shebang. I feel like my beavers have not made a lot of progress on this project since yesterday. Like, what did they do in the last day? I'm not entirely sure. Let me employ my haulers as builders and see if I can't get them doing some more. Oh, I guess they made this here, but I mean, that's not really anything. There they go. Now they're building the platforms. Cool. Because I am strapped for logs. I think that's what's going on here. Is I'm at a log shortage. There's actually no trees in... There's a bunch of maples here that I could cut down, even though they're dried out and died. But I can't physically get there. I need to make some sort of, like, ramp system. Like this. And then I'd be able to get there. So yeah, we're not going to have a lot of wood to finish off this project until the drought's over. Jabir has access to a few more maples here. And then these two lumberjacks can cut down some of these maples, but it's, you know, it's a limited amount that they can do. Drought has ended. Make the 90% 90-degree turn over the bridge? Yeah, I could do that. And then I wouldn't need this here. But I'm just going to keep it the way I have it, rather than re-engineer it further. I think what's happening is all of our logs are going into the water wheel. The water wheels take 50 apiece, so they're kind of pricey. So here comes the flow. I'm going to keep the engines and the hamster wheels on until we have true, honest flow in the river here, so that we don't have things come to a grinding halt. This is not quite truly flowing yet. But it will be nice having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power wheels. That is a total of 1260 horsepower. Once it's done. Okay, that forester has a lot of work to do. And let's get this flowing again. Whoa, overflowing. All right, so this project looks nearly done. I just have to unpause it in an order that is accessible for my beavers to be able to yeah, you know what, I like your idea better. I take it back. I am going to change it. I'm going to rotate it here and stick it above. It is more elegant, I guess. Viewer was right. I was wrong. Happens a lot. Much, much better. All right, so with that all unpaused, these engines can stop. These I'll continue until the network is done. We're up to 9K research now. I'm going to also unpause the shredder. I have a lot of metal to shred. Pausing the explosives because I have 37 of them and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. But I'll start to do the printing press now. I don't need a grist mill yet. Okay, so we're almost there. There's 2 more left. Come on, builders. Oh my god, this is... You're killing me. Where are you? Builders, the hell? Oh, I know why. Yeah, we flooded everything. Okay, that would be my fault. We unemployed all the builders due to catastrophic flooding of the building facilities. Derp. At least I noticed. And here's the last power shaft that we require to connect the left two. And then these engines can be paused. That will save us a lot of wood. Please dry up. Please, sir. Let me have my farmhouses back. Thank you for watching Timberborn, which originally streamed live on Twitch October 25th. The series has since ended, but if you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to chat with me in real time, the description of this video or Rhadamant.com have a link to Discord. It's just discord.gg/Rhadamant. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com also has my countdown timers and schedule. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons and Twitch subscribers for supporting the channel. I will catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, Beavers.